Welcome to the VCU-ACE From Breakfast to Bedtime series. This is a VCU-ACE early childhood resource. The topic for this video is what children learn through routines. Here's a little food for thought. Daily routines are often thought of as just maintenance activities. Mealtime, running errands, getting ready for bed, taking baths. But these everyday actions are rich opportunities to support your child's learning and development while having fun. Routines offer the chance to build self-confidence, curiosity, social skills, self-control, communication skills, and more. From 0 to 3. Everyday routines are important for all of us. However, they are especially important for young children. While the daily tasks of waking up, getting dressed, and making breakfast might seem mundane, they are a crucial part of everyone's life. Most of the time, we barely give a thought to our daily routines, at least until we miss out on something. I know how I feel when I can't have my morning cup of coffee, or if I'm running late and I miss out on my morning shower. Our routines give us a sense of comfort, but they also provide people with stability, security, and, well, a sense of normalcy. Children also feel that same sense of comfort and stability when provided with regular routines throughout their day. Yet, there are other things a child learns from routines beyond just a sense of normalcy. Routines can teach children many different skills and are actually opportunities for learning. A child is learning something from the minute they get out of bed in the morning, and they keep learning all day long until the minute they go to bed each night. Think of all the learning that is happening throughout the day for children. Each child learns something from getting up the same time each day, or having breakfast with their family, or playing with their caregivers, reading stories together, and going to bed at the same time each night. Through different routines with their families, children learn developmental skills like joint attention, or sharing attention with someone, and social reciprocity, or the back and forth rhythms of our interactions. They also learn skills like waiting and taking turns, and learning the names of things or ways to describe things. Children are also learning communication skills like answering or asking questions, communicating choices and preferences, and conversational skills like greeting others, talking about important events or activities, and commenting on what's happening. Children also learn about counting, measurement, volume, or cause and effect, but they also learn shapes, colors, and other attributes through different tasks. And as they learn how to do different tasks independently, a child is learning how to follow instructions, sequence through a series of steps to complete a task, and practicing skills like eye-hand coordination, gross motor skills like moving their bodies to put shorts and pants on, or fine motor skills like buttoning or zipping up a jacket. When we break down routines into all the skills a child learns, we start to see just how valuable these everyday tasks and activities are to a child's health and well-being, but also how much a child is really learning all day long. While some of the skills a child learns through routines are obvious, such as sorting clothes when getting dressed, or learning colors as a child chooses between a red shirt and a green shirt, there are also other skills that are not so obvious, such as the development of self-skills. These self-skills include self-regulation, self-awareness, self-efficacy, and self-esteem. These skills are critical to development and have an effect on a child throughout their entire life. Self-regulation refers to a person's ability to regulate their own emotions, their own feelings, and their behavior. It can also mean regulating things like being alert or being calm. Young children are still learning how to regulate their minds and their bodies. There's a reason why 2-year-olds struggle with what adults like to call the terrible twos. It's because they are taking the first steps to learning self-control and self-regulation. Self-awareness is really having a sense of who we are as individuals. In other words, self-awareness is understanding what makes you, well, you. This means knowing your own personality, understanding what your own physical and psychological needs are, being able to consider your own abilities, strengths, and interests. Young children are learning just the first steps of self-awareness by recognizing themselves in the mirror, loudly claiming mine when holding a toy, and even when they express disgust or delight at certain foods. Self-efficacy is another way of saying that a person believes that they are capable and can accomplish different activities or tasks. It's a little corny, but it's about believing in yourself and believing that you can deal with different challenges. Very young children are really taking their first steps into developing a positive self-efficacy. Many times, very young children must rely on adults to do things for them, but they are learning how to independently do small parts of tasks. Soon enough, they are learning more and more steps until they can accomplish a task all on their own. This builds a child's self-efficacy skills in believing that they are capable. Finally, all of this contributes to building a child's positive self-esteem. If a child believes in their own competence early, then a positive self-esteem can develop. When a child builds on this foundation and grows from a positive perspective, then later, other skills like having a sense of who you are as an individual and understanding your own strengths and abilities, as well as understanding your own physical and psychological needs, comes from a place of ability. While routines are important for every child, they are especially important for young children with ASD. Many young children with ASD struggle greatly with understanding the world around them and can be confused or overwhelmed by what is happening. Providing a routine can be critical to helping a child with ASD cope with daily life. Teaching the steps of a routine can help a child with ASD be more independent and develop all the same positive self-skills that other children learn. Sometimes, children and adults with ASD are not as independent as their peers. We also see some children with ASD who simply aren't expected to master different tasks. This can lead to a sense of learned helplessness and can start a cycle of negativity and a culture of low expectations. Children with ASD can learn routines and they can be independent. However, they often need different supports than other children. If you want to know more about how to teach your child with ASD different routines, you'll want to watch Use What Works, Teaching Routines, as well as our how-to videos on hand washing and teaching hand washing.